Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Crazy developments, crazy decisions, self-destruction. This is an update on the possibility of Russian nuclear weapons being used to strike Germany, or Oreshnik conventional weapons, ICBMs, striking Berlin, or German arms manufacturing companies located in Germany if Germany decides to send Taurus missiles to Ukraine. And if one missile, the Russians warned, if one Taurus missile enters the airspace of the Russian Federation, regardless if it's shot in the air or it hits a target, the Russians will react, will attack Germany, not Ukraine, Germany. Now, I don't know about you, I don't know your life experience, but in life, it happened to me when someone that you know can knock you out tells you, if you do this, I have to react in this manner, which is knocking you out. Would you do that? I mean, unless you are crazy, you don't understand what's good and bad, you don't understand pain and pleasure, you don't understand the threat, or if you want to commit self-destruction at the orders of some others, then you would do it. This is Germany right now. I have an update on that. So yesterday, I made this video last night. Russia threatens Germany with total destruction if one Taurus missile flies over Russia. Oreshnik, Berlin hit. Russia threatens to destroy Berlin with two Oreshnik ICBM. Russia warns Germany of total destruction. Russia vows to strike Germany if one Taurus missile flies in Russia. This is based on this, articles that I used yesterday. Go and see this video. And this is what the Germans do the next day. This was on the 28th. This was made on Wednesday. Now this is on 29th on Thursday. 29 on Thursday. Germany. Taurus supply to Ukraine possible. Training needed. According to New Voice of Ukraine. This imbecile. Now you tell me, if I tell you I'm gonna knock you out if you go over there and you do that, and you say, well, I think I'm gonna go over there and do exactly that. And you know, and I know that I can knock you out. And you still do it. I don't think the Germans, the German nation, realizes that the guys in charge of them are not working on their interest or in their interest whatsoever. I have an itch on my nose. Okay, too much. Da-da-da-da. Cocaine. All right. I'm just kidding. So here it is. These guys, the German nation must do something. The Russians will strike them. Maybe that's exactly what they want. The guys in charge of them. And their media will say, well, the Russians attacked us. Our politicians told you. Mr. Rheinmetall told you. Mr. Merz told you. Mr. what's his name? Pistorius, your defense minister, told you we have to rearm. Ms. von der Leyen, former German defense minister, told you we have to arm ourselves because the Russians attack us. They're going to say, see? It's a confirmation. Why? They start history only from that point, and they pick and choose to shape opinion, to twist it. That's not the only article I have here. Let me show you another one. This comes from Ukrinform, again from the Ukrainians. Taurus missiles delivered to Ukraine within reach. German Chancellor. And what is the date? You can see it right here. I'm going to make it bigger. 29 of May 2025. This is right there. Taurus missile delivered to Ukraine within reach. Do you understand what that is? He's like, I tell my family, guys, we're going to be destroyed by Gigi. Yes, let's uncork the champagne, the good champagne. Let's play a little bit, spend all the money. It's the last day. Everybody's like, yay. Jesus Christ. So it's within reach. Not over. I have two more articles. Let me show you what the Russians are saying again today on the 29th. Sputnik. German supply of Taurus missiles to Ukraine may trigger World War III. You step over there, I'm going to knock you out. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz's decision to supply Taurus missiles to Ukraine may widen the Russian-Ukraine conflict to the whole of Europe and potentially start a new world war. Now, maybe that's exactly what people like Zelensky want. Maybe. World War III in Europe. They hate Europeans, after all. All right. And then they will go to Iran and others. All right, let me show you the last article. Sputnik. Russia to respond if Germany takes part in long-range missile launch in Ukraine. Medvedev. This is 21 hours ago. This is from yesterday. Now, this is a weasel. It's a weasel article. It's a weasel statement by Medvedev. I don't like it a bit. A bit. What do you mean Russia to respond if Germany takes part in long-range missile launch? So that means if Germany doesn't take part in long-range missiles launch in Ukraine, then Russia will not respond? Is that what it is? This is an invitation to this thing. Taurus supply to Ukraine possible, training needed. That means if the Germans supposedly train the Ukrainians, which is an impossibility, not because the Ukrainians are incapable, it's because they will not give Taurus missiles in the hands of the Ukrainians, because that Taurus missile can be taken away and landed in Russia overnight. Remember that incident in 1980s when a Soviet pilot by Japan in Vladivostok, he flew a jet and MiG-29, I think it was 29, the newest jet for the Soviet Union. He landed it in Japan. He defected. And the Americans were called next day by the bottom feeders from Japan. The Americans came, opened, disassembled the whole plane, took everything they wanted, and they sent it back, disassembled, to the Soviets. That means we know everything now. So they destroyed so many years of research, of work, or hiding, of secrecy, because that baboon flew that plane right in Japan. So these guys, that's why I don't think the Ukrainians are flying the F-16s in Ukraine. That's why I don't think the Ukrainians are not operating the Leopard tanks, Leopard 2 tanks, or the Challenger 2 tanks, the British ones, the German ones, or the Abrams 1 tanks, or the HIMARS, or the Patriot. They do not operate those. Why? For the reason I mentioned. That is, you know how much will set back the American manufacturing companies? I mean, they also, they're still straining to take a shot. What do we do with the hypersonic missiles? They can't make it. Their brain is there. They got a ceiling, too much diversity, and inclusion. They can't produce anything else. I'm exaggerating, obviously. So do you think they want to lose what the other guys produced when America still had brains? No, because the baboons right now in charge, they're scientists with white robes and all that, with the right, inclusion and equity. Those are not incapable of doing shit. They can't even understand how the wheel works. So that's why these inventions, these innovations made by your ancestors with the past generations that still had brains, those guys, if the Russians are taking those secrets 100%, what are these guys gonna do? Invent what? The pistol again? Fucking, they didn't invent boats. And let's move on. So my friends, what do you think? And let me read you what Medvedev said. And this is imbecilic. Well, let me put it this way. I think that if I fight a neighbor and a neighbor gives that neighbor a bullet to be able, the bullet, that's the minimum. No, that's the maximum. A bullet, let alone a rifle or an airplane or a tank or a howitzer. No. A bullet. If that guy gives this guy a bullet to shoot me and my family, my nation, that's my enemy. Boom. That's what I would do. But hey, I'm crazy, right? I think that's only normal. You are actively involved in destroying me through that guy. It's like a finger. Pushes a button, a trigger, squeezes a trigger. This is directing everything. I'm gonna hit this one, smack, put to sleep, and then all over. The finger will be like, ew, like a limp dick. All right, let's go. So let's see what Medvedev said. Germany is already a full-fledged participant in Ukraine conflict. From this very beginning, I think the Russians were baboons. But hey, they have more information than I do. And if there is information about the participation of German soldiers in the launch of long-range missiles at Russian territory, Moscow can, not will, can, which is bad, take any decision on retaliatory actions. Russian Security Council Deputy Chairman Dmitry Medvedev said on Wednesday. You see how many bullshits are in here? So, Germany is already a full-fledged participant. Strike it! That's it. You need to do it once. I guarantee you they will go back to the little rock from under which they crawled. And then it's participations in the launch. Moscow can. That means is able to. No, will. That's a certainty. That's how you need to talk to these guys. And I'm talking, if there is information that German military specialists are taking part in the launch of long-range missiles at Russian territory, any decision on retaliatory actions can be made. Any can be. It is within the competence of the Supreme Commander-in-Chief, Medvedev said. And then, that's it. So, no, you don't talk like that. You say, if that it's too late anyway. That should have happened when these guys provided the first bullet. That's me. That's me. Start it before it grows. Kill it before it grows. Remember that? I shot the sheriff. Okay. I didn't shoot the deputy. So I'm going to go only for the sheriff. Not for the deputy. I don't go for the Ukrainians. I go for the sheriff. Which is Great Britain provides storm shadows, tanks, and other things. Boom, you're the one. Oh, Emil, you're crazy. You prolong a war by being, oh, it's okay, these guys will not go crazy. They went crazy every day. What does that tell you? Are these guys in it all together? Because it's very irrational what's going on over here. In the meantime, all these 3 years and a half almost, a lot of people died. Destruction was committed on all sides, including the mercenaries and the military. I suspect NATO has military over there under the disguise of volunteers. They show up in Poland as platoons from, let's say, Great Britain. We're going to be here. Yeah, okay. All right. Change the clothes. Take a picture as a volunteer. All right. And then they put it over here after you get blown up. Okay, they get, oh, it's a volunteer. Here is his document. Bullshit. And after they do, and if they survive, they go back. So they put different clothes. Get into Ukraine, are volunteers. After about, 6 months, they rotate. Get back into Poland, take off their volunteer clothes, take back their military, and they'll go back to their bases where they came from. I think that's how the rotation occurs. And with the pilots and all these guys, tank crews the same way. It's not the Ukrainians. But hey, Ben Shapiro will be allowed to give us this information. Oh my God, breaking news. Ben Shapiro, like the other baboon, what's his name? Jake Tapper. Oh, did you know that Biden's mental decline was hidden? No, it was not hidden. It was for all of us to see. You have a, how do you call it? Best-selling book telling us something we knew. Why you? If I would have written that, or I would have said it here, my channel would have been closed. Even it was obvious. Ben Shapiro was going to tell us the truth. Yeah. Mossad and others. Anyway. So what's going on over here? Oh, we can do this? They already have done this. What do you mean? How far do you go? That's a wall right there. You can't go further back than you can. Right here, this is the end of it. When is that going to happen? Oh, you're going to cut a hole and you're going to move back through that hole? Probably. Oh, now they don't say if a missile is shot. No. If we find out that the German military helps that. What's the difference? The missile is there. Without the missile, it can't be launched to you. Non-existent missile, danger averted, avoided. Jesus Christ. Anyway, my friends. And the Germans we're going to send the missile over there. Even though these guys supposedly, on those, we're going to respond. Yeah, we can respond. Fuck off. We will respond. That's what I would say. Anyway, my friends. Sometimes I look at I'm pretty sure a lot of things occur behind the scenes between the Americans and the Russians and probably the other baboons. But really, there are certain things that are running against normal reaction of a normal human being under pressure, under threats. It's like over there, it's an abyss. It's a cliff after which you die, and these guys are walking towards it. This is not normal. From the Russian side, oh, only if the Germans help them to destroy us. So let me see. Why do you care who's pushing the button? If that missile is going to hit, let's say, Moscow, would it matter? If it was the Germans, the Ukrainians, the French, what would it matter? The Putin is already dead. What are you going to do? Do you say, oh, which one was it? Well, first let's say whose missile that was. The missile hit the Kremlin, let's say. The missile was existent flying over Ukraine, over Russia. That's the first thing. I don't care if it was Gigi, Mikey, then, because if I go like that, I will ask who exactly pushed the button, who exactly did this to the missile before it flew. I don't give a fuck about that. The act is the missile struck. Without the missile, no strike. And you're telling me that only if the Germans are going to use it, then is going to be the German involved, not their missile. These things are not normal. That's why I left a big door. The door is getting bigger and bigger. It cracks opener and bigger and wider for me, which is these guys might be in it. All of them. And we, as the hamsters that we are on the spinning wheel, we just, oh my God, the Russians, oh my God, the Ukrainians, oh my God, the Americans, oh, the peace talks. And these guys are like, look at the baboons. Look over there. I mean, it's not natural. Not from the Russians' perspective and the other guys, the Germans are told, if you send this, we're going to what? And they say, we're going to do it. Are they talked to one another? Is this for us? Is it staged? I told you already, the door for me, for that variant, for that alternative hypothesis, is getting bigger and bigger. As of now, it's about 2% or 3%. But it goes bigger and bigger every day with these guys meeting one another. But then, I don't want to talk to you. What the fuck is going on here? Everything would have been stopped on the 24th. Maybe not 24th of February 2022. After the Russians, if everything was for real, realized that NATO said, we're going to destroy you now. We're going to go full-fledged war against you. Economic, financial, military, intelligence, political, with everything. That's what happened. When I would be over there, I say, oh, so you're going to take us off SWIFT? You're going to put sanctions on us? You have already over there intelligence? You give them weapons? This is what I'm going to do. If that doesn't stop in 3 hours and 23 seconds and 54 whatever, I will use this against all of you. And then I turn off the light. Click. All of you. You and your beautiful children at Harvard or Yale or Princeton, they will have no future. So everything that you work for is going to be disappearing. Your positions that you climbed in your fucked up societies to get billionaires will mean nothing tomorrow because I turn off the light. Me, a fucking baboon from St. Petersburg, Putin. How about that one? And they say, my God, this guy is crazy. He has nothing. He has no future. He's alone. He's 72. His kids are whatever. He doesn't care. But we are on top of this planet. Why would we want to lose this? We are way ahead of everybody else. For what? For Ukraine? I guarantee you these guys will make a peace with Putin right there in the first 2 weeks. After Putin would say, I give you 3 hours, as I said. And they would say, okay. First they would say, no, Putin, crazy. Okay, I'm going to give you a warning. Berlin first. I know it's crazy. But I think that would have stopped right there. Because I guarantee you, 99.9%, the West would say, yeah, if you do that, we're going to strike back. Okay, you're going to strike back, we're going to strike. And then the whole world turns off the light, which means you and your family and your future that you work so hard for is going to vanish. And I don't know, in about 3,000 years ago, in about 3,000 years from now, we're going to try again with the clubs to fight from caves again. Okay, we'll emerge and we'll start over. And that is the redistribution of wealth that these imbecile communists want all the time. We want the redistribution of wealth. Did I miss the meeting when they distributed the wealth the first time? What That means it was a distribution first to redistribute. Who distributed first? I want to know. When was that fucking meeting? Did I miss it? When was it? Did you miss that one too? When this guy redistribution, like it was God and say, or someone, okay, here is for Musk, here is for Trump. Nothing for you, motherfucker. Nothing for me. Nothing for just these guys. And this is a distribution. Now you go over there and play Monopoly. And after that, some baboons will say, we want a redistribution. So we come back again. I'm going to say, Trump, bring money here. Musk, bring it here. All these guys, bring your money. And you're going to start again. I'm going to give you everything. I'm going to give me everything. Musk, nothing this time. Trump, nothing this time. Is that how it works? Redistribution. Fuck off. Go and work, motherfucker. And save money. And be conscious and disciplined. And postpone gratification. I don't have 1,000 kids with 1,000 women. Anyway, out of wedlock. Doesn't really matter, but here it is. As long as you take care of the kids and you're active dead. Anyway, my friends, here it is. I know what's going on with these guys. With the Germans and then Medvedev. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.